Hey guys, this is Gary from S&G, and I just got a quick video tip on power washer maintenance. The majority of the repairs that I see on power washers is not so much on the engine. I usually find that the pumps have failed on them, and there's good reason for that because the pump is often overlooked in being maintained. You do have options to take care of the pump, and especially when a power washer is sitting for a longer period of time in between uses. And I know for my machine, this is my personal machine, I may only use it twice a year, maybe 3 times, if that, and then it most of the time stays in the shed and I just forget about it. But the pump is oftentimes the failure point that I have to go and repair when I get other customers' machines in, and there's a simple product that I like to use in order to keep that maintenance up and make sure that there's not a possibility of anything happening to your pump prematurely. So why do power washer pumps fail? Well, the number one reason is user error. And usually when these pumps fail, it's usually because they don't have enough water flow, or they were left outside and they were left in a shed, for example, even if it was out of the rain. The temperature gets cold enough, and then the remaining water that you can't always remove after you've taken the hoses off will sit inside that pump, and then when it goes below freezing, it cracks and the head winds up getting destroyed and the pump is ruined and you wind up having to replace it. That's normally what I find with the pumps that will usually fail. Other times, the lack of water, they actually use the incoming water as a coolant to cool them off, because when they're running high pressure, it does build up heat. And oftentimes, if you have a low flow rate at your house, or if you have a well, for example, that can't keep up with the high gallons per minute rate that a lot of these power washers have, then that will also, a lack of water means lack of cooling, so they're going to overheat, and then they'll spit out the seal on the top where it meets at the engine PTO shaft, pump all the oil out, and then it's destroyed. So that's really the two main things that I see on how they fail. But here's something that you can do to prevent the freezing aspect of it, especially if you leave the power washer in your shed or somewhere in a non-controlled environment where it's going to be, during the winter, it's going to be potentially going below freezing. Forgot one more failure mode that I often see happen, and it's mineral buildup inside the pump. Depending on where you live, you may have very hard water where it has high mineral content, and as the water dries from the pumps, it's going to leave like a white dust or a white residue. You have minerals like gypsum and calcium and all other kinds of minerals that are dissolved in your water, and as it dries out, that leftover mineral is left over, and it's usually stuck inside the pump. And that is oftentimes a failure point too. It eventually just gets all calcified inside and you wind up having to replace the pump. But this product that I'm going to show you should help to alleviate some of these issues that I'm describing and hopefully extend the life of your power washer. The product that I use, and I am not endorsed by these guys, but I've been using this product for years. This is the product. It is from a company called Stable. You might have heard of them with their various fuel additives that don't work, but this one happens to work just fine for pressure washers. This is their pressure washer pump protector spray, and it comes in this can. It is about $8 to $12 depending on where you get it. You could probably use it maybe 2 times or 3 times, but the best part about it is that it will solve all 3 problems that I just described to you. This is an antifreeze, so it'll protect your pump from freezing up and cracking. It's a lubricant. It'll make sure that the seals and the pistons inside are well lubricated during its storage time. Also, when you spray this into your pump, the way it works is you just hook a little adapter up to where your garden hose would normally go, and it will actually force all the remaining water that's left inside the pump that you usually can't get out of the pump entirely. You'll see it's actually a white foam, it looks like soap, but it's basically a white foam product, and it'll start to come out the high pressure side. Once you see it start coming out of the high pressure side and there's no more water spitting out, you're done. That's all you need, and a little goes a long way for that. But now your pump is protected from all the 3 major failure modes that can happen, and you are set to go for a very long time if you don't use your power washer that often during the year. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely pick up a couple of these cans to have on hand. They're a great cheap insurance to make sure that your power washer pump stays lubricated and in its best shape, so when you need it, it's ready to go. If there's any questions, feel free to reach out. And thanks again for watching and supporting our channel and business. Take care.